returning to Yu-Gi-Oh! Can be intimidating. Luckily, there are a lot of great creators out there who provide helpful content. But this is my journey. While getting back into the game is mostly expensive, I'm doing it the smart way.
And buy the singles!
This series is dedicated to building a competitive deck, but only with singles and on a mightily small budget. €2.50 per week. Welcome to Yugioh-Heroes. Well, hello my fellow gentle nerds. This episode is going to be a bit longer, I promise. This is Echo again for episode 5 of Yugioh-Heroes. I really want to welcome you to this episode. This is going to be a bit special, I think, since we are going to do a deck profile for the first time in the series since episode 1, where I, actually built the deck. But I think this is going to be good, giving you a nice insight on the deck, and I hope you enjoy it. Type in the comments, give me your feedback, give me your opinions, I really want to know. Other than this, we have again our duel against the Pokemonarch, our rival, our nemesis, and it's going to be spicy. We have 5 new cards and a lot of movement in the deck, so stay tuned for that. And one thing I want to note, there are more people that watch the videos that are not subscribed than the people that are subscribed. What is happening there? I want to point your attention to the subscribe button that is down below, and you can push it so you always be notified when a new video goes live and we'll have a premiere and watch it together. And I really enjoy that, and I hope you do that as well. So without further ado, let's go into the new cards, since the deck profile portion took longer than I expected and I don't want the video to be like 30 to 40 minutes long. No one's going to watch this. So enjoy the opening. That is not really an opening. Well, hello to this board. You know this. This is my beautiful playmat. And we see here for all the deck profile and the deck update stuff. I have to put the prices on board since I don't have them right away in my head. But I will include the prices for the cards. And there is a reason why I have to do this. Firstly, I'm not showing you the opening. This has a very special reason. And the reason is tactical reasons. I don't want my opponent, my nemesis, my rival, the Pokemonarch, to see what cards I have gotten, because I included 3 episodes from now in the order. So this is just the cards for this week, and I'm going to show them now. First of all, we have Elemental Hero Honest Neos. Well, he is not a secret rare, he is just a super rare. It's completely fine, doesn't matter, because the card is amazing and could help me go over some bigger boys in the meta. This is Honest Neos, I think very important, and I definitely needed it. Second, I needed some board wipes, and that's what's coming now. I have included a copy of Raigeki. And yes, this Raigeki is a super rare, and it was expensive as hell. I didn't expect Raigeki to be that expensive, and I don't have a Raigeki in my own collection, so I couldn't buy it from me. And why am I saying this? Because I did exactly that. This Torrential Tribute, card 3 for the week, I didn't own. I owned 2 copies of Torrential Tribute, and I just ordered 1. This means I'm going to take this card and the other 2 that I had in my collection and going to include them in the deck. I'm going to pay, I'm going to have the full price, like the same as this card. They're going to cost me the same because I have to buy it for the deck. I don't just own it because it's my collection. I paid for them figuratively. So I have 3 Torrential Tributes, and if you noticed that, I know this is in fairly bad condition, but it's very old. It's from Structure Deck 4. It's from very back in the day. You can see they look pretty much different. So this is very light colored, and the text box is more down below. I thought that is very interesting, and even this card is something different. It is more centered from the text box, like the old card that I have, but it's a bit darker than the oldest that I have. Oh, this is even older. This is Structure Deck 2. Holy shit, I don't even know what Structure Deck this is. Well, if you know, type it in the comments. I would really enjoy knowing this. So these are the 5 cards that we are going to include, and this is the shot for the thumbnail that you're going to enjoy. Hey, Honest Neos! I pretty much had that, but I just wanted to show it off again. I really like Honest Neos. So we had some major changes in the deck. 5 cards for the main deck. And so a few cards had to go. I moved 2 cards from the main deck to the side deck. Those were 1 compulsory evacuation device. Sorry, I butchered that. And 1 bottomless trap hole. Since they are useful, but I don't think with that much board wipes with Torrential Tribute and Raigeki, I don't need them that desperately. And so I cut from the extra deck, and from the main deck I cut 1 Winged Kuribo. He is going to the binder now, never used it. 1 Elemental Hero Voltic. I'm still cutting on the lights since, well, I have 2 Koga in the deck. I still want to have at least 2 lights that I'm going to play as mask change targets, but having 2 Voltic, 1 Neos Alias is a bit much, I think. Then I had 2 Call of the Haunted. I didn't like those cards since you're reliant on the cards to be on the field, and I don't want to have it. I think Back to the Front is a much better card in that instance, and I don't use that even that often. So I think that's okay. And 1 Pot of Duality. I think it's Duality, but I rarely used it. I think I just sided it in once since it's in my side deck. And since this is episode 5, I'm going to do a deck profile in EDOPro. So you're going to see the deck there, and you're going to see the changes that we made. Yeah, that's it. That's the deck for now. You're going to see next week what we're going to include next, and I'm going to do 1 little sneak peek, I think. Well, I'm doing 1 sneak peek for next week. I think that was enough. Enjoy this episode, enjoy the duels, and on to the deck profile. Well, this is me from this perspective. We haven't talked from here since, well, never. I never did a deck profile, but I think episode 5 is early enough to do one. So I'm doing this right as I'm in the, well, I'm not doing the over commentary later. So we're going to see this, how it is going right now. We start off with the Elemental Hero Honest Neos that we added. This is just to buff up my monsters. It gives my monsters 2500 attack. You can see the effects on the right side. If you want to read it for yourself, you can pause it and read it then. We still have the 2 Destiny Hero Militias. I think it came up once, and I don't know why I kept it at 2 or why I kept it at least in the deck. Well, I think he is a polymerization target or Miracle Fusion target, while Miracle Fusion is very hard to achieve. But he is going to be useful later down the road. You're going to see when, and I'm going to tell you when. But he's in the deck since he is going to be very important for the final build. I wanted to put him in. I don't know why I did it that early. He could have waited. No, it's okay. 1 Neos Alias. It is just in here as a light target, and it is 1900 attack. So yeah, he is there just for Koga. And the same goes for Elemental Hero Voltic. I never resolved its effect. Never. It just came up as a target for Koga. Then Stratos. Stratos is our main searcher for the deck. He is like the E emergency call, but with legs and 1800 attack. And he can destroy spells or traps on the field if I have other hero monsters on the field. So he is very versatile. He's very, very good, and definitely a 3-off for us. The same goes for Solid Soldier. Solid Soldier is for us as a way to bring out our Shadow Mist, to special summon the Shadow Mist, which is very important since normal summoning Shadow Mist wouldn't do that much. It wouldn't trigger its effect, so special summoning Shadow Mist is very, very important, and having access to 3 Solid Soldier, we can swarm our board more easily, so we can get more monsters on board, since when you normal summon it, you can get another elemental hero monster that is level 4 or lower on board, which is very, very important in the early stages of this deck. Then we have our Shadow Mist, which searches our mask change and is also a searcher when it's put into the graveyard, so it's very versatile and very important for us. Probably going to cut it down in the final build to 2, but we're going to see when we're there. The Summoner Monk, I didn't expect it to last that long in our deck, but it does, and it's very good. It targets our Shadow Mist from deck if we have a spell card in hand, and that is very, very good. It is... well, it dies to Ash Blossom, but that's okay. I think I can live with this. We have our Searcher's Emergency Call. Very easily we can add a elemental hero to our deck. An elemental hero. A hero lives, very risky card since you pay half your life points and then you can special summon a level 4 or lower elemental hero monster from your deck. You are going to target that Shadow Mist from the deck. So you can go into like Darklaw, maybe? Then we have the Raigeki just destroying the whole opponent's side of the field. It's like the Harpy's Feather Duster, but for monsters, and I think it's very, very good. Only a one-off since it is limited, but it's okay. 2 Polymerization, still on 2, since we have the Malicious and we want to have the option to fuse it away if you got it in your hand. I think 2 is okay. Probably going to cut it down in the final build, but we will see then. 1 Rhoda, it's pretty much the same. It's a searcher, like Emergency Call. We have like enough searchers in our deck. Then we have the Miracle Fusion. Miracle Fusion is very, very good if we have monsters in the graveyard or on the field that we don't want to use anymore, since like the Solid Soldier is very, very useless once he has resolved its effect, and then we can just Miracle Fusion it away. The Mask Change is very, very good since it bumps up our mask change usage from 3 to 5. We can, well, use mask change 3 times and then mask change it back to our hand, so we can go into more masked heroes. I think it's very, very good. Probably will going to be cut down later in the series. Mask change at 3. I think there is no doubt that we play this card pretty much the most of the time. Mask change is very, very good. World Legacy Clash. It saved a card, I guess, once. I'm not sure if it was in a duel for the series or not, but it saved a card for me. I think it was the Summoner Monk, I guess, and it lost it in the next turn, but it's okay. I think it does its job. It's maybe is it a possibility to save a bigger monster from like very bad effects. Let's see then. 2 Bottomless to remove bigger threats. Torrential Tribute just to wipe the entire board as a spell, as a trap card. Very important, I think. It's very, very good in this format. So putting it at 3, maybe going to cut it down later. Back to the front, it's like Monster Reborn but as a trap, and we're going to special summon it in defense. So it's okay, we can use it in the opponent's turn. We have to wait 1 turn. It's okay. Probably going to be cut later. Battleguard Howling. Very situational. Thinking about cutting it. We'll see. Not in this episode. And 1 Compulsory Evacuation Device. Probably better than the Battleguard Howling, but I have it at 1 and still have 2 in the side deck. Same goes for the cards here. We have a Hero Blast, which is okay situational since we need to have an elemental hero monster, normal monster in the graveyard. This is going to be cut. Okay, I just realized that now while reading this. Is this going to be still in the episode since the duels are already finished? Hero Blast is definitely going to be cut in episode 6. Definitely. Then we have a Pot of Duality. There it is, just down to 1. Probably going to bump it up since Hero Blast is gone now. Age-Heated Heart. Never used it. Probably not going to be that good. Maybe is situational, but never used it. The Righteous Justice is better, but it is still bound to the elemental heroes and you need to have the elemental heroes on board, so it's not as effective as it could be, like a Harpy's Feather Duster. Maybe good in combination with Stratos. 2 Contrast Hero, Chaos. Well, Chaos, never used it. Never used it. 1 Diane. He is pretty big and his effect is good, but I never used the effect once since it's situational. But it's okay, I need a masked hero target that is Earth. So he's there, he is good. And he's big. Great Tornado. Very useful, but harder to summon than the others, since we need to fuse some 2 cards away. So mostly a Miracle Fusion target. Then we have Divine Wind. He came up a few times just as a means to use Mask Change on a monster just to have another body and to have more damage on board. Mostly on Stratos, because I never used Avian. And he's gone from the deck. Then we have the Mask Hero Koga. Koga is interesting since he gets bigger the more monster the opponent has. And with 1 monster on the board, he is at 3000, and that means he's normally as big as the opponent's monster if they have a big one. So he is useful. I think keeping him at 2 for a long time is okay. Sunrise. Sunrise is so good. Sunrise is very, very good. He's a Miracle Fusion target, and he searches Miracle Fusion. So, and he is a like Sakuretsu armor effect-ish thingy. So he is very useful, but he is pretty much one of the hardest cards to summon since, well, I'm not fusing that much. I'm more using Mask Change. That's why he is harder to summon than Masked Hero Darklaw, which is the best card in our deck, hands down. The Macrocosm effect is so hard, and every opponent has to play around it and has to get rid of Darklaw before they commit to any kind of play. I mean, I played against TCG Wolf in episode 4, and he was really scared of the freaking Darklaw since he would disable every Shadow card, and, well, he got his out, but he did his job. Then we have the Dangerous. Dangerous is maybe just an engine piece to get out Darklaw early. I need Fusion Destiny for it, but I don't have it yet. We'll see. The Cross Crusader, still not that useful. We need to have more cards that go into the graveyard, come out of the graveyard. Just put more Destiny Heroes in graveyard. He is very compatible with the Malicious, but we have to find a way to put Malicious into grave. So that's it for this deck profile. I think you have now a new overview of the deck that we're playing, and I'm going right into the duels since this is very, very long now. See you then. Okay, so we start off the games with our match against the Pokemonarch. Again, as usual, and game 1 we go off with Malicious. For the first time he could be useful, so we fuse him away and we could build a huge board with Darklaw and Sunrise, and he Forbidden Chaliced my Darklaw, which came out of nowhere, but okay, we take it. I build an even bigger board next turn with Great Tornado and Cross Crusader, and with Honest Neos in hand, this goes for an OTK. Game 2, we start off with a Solid Soldier, trying to attempt to go into Darklaw from there, and the Solid Soldier gets Chaliced again. So the Chalice put real good work in here. Next turn I try to deal even more damage with Stratos and Solid Soldier, but he gets Blue Eyes on board and clears my Diane, so I had no board at the moment, and with next Stratos I get a search for Honest Neos, which clears his synchro that he got into, and on the next turn I finish him off. That was a clean 2-0 sweep. I didn't expect that, and the board wipes didn't help off that good, but I had good hands, so I'll take it. Next game was against Sai, and he was on Cyber Dragons. I could start off with Darklaw turn 1 and get an Honest Neos search, so I have some backup for him, but he has Red Eyes Fusion and goes into Dragoon. And you know, Dragoon is still one of the things that I have no vote for. So I take the L here. Game 2. I set the Shadow Mist to back row and pass. He tries to go into Infinity, but I bottomless trap hole the Nova, and then I try to clear the board. Well, I have the Raigeki in hand, try to clear his Sega. With Raigeki, I should have kept it, but it's okay. I cleared this board, and then I go Stratos into Honest Neos to get over the Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon that he put out on board the turn earlier, which dealt huge amounts of damage. And then, next turn. Oh my god, Dragoon is such a pain to deal with, so I have to figure out a way to deal with Dragoon in the future, but as of right now, this is the bane of our existence. Final game was against eopapleroni, and I'm hoping I got it right. Sorry, mate, if I didn't. He's playing Dino Prank Hits, and he misplayed turn 1. And I go into Darklaw, and I interrupt his combo and deal more damage. And at that point he realized that all the cards that normally would go into the graveyard are banished because of Dark Law. And then he had no outs, and I get game 1. Game 2, he misplayed again, unfortunately, with his Silent Graveyard, which disables his graveyard effects. And from there, I can get over Meow Meow Mew and build a fairly huge board with Honest Nears in hand, and then I could go for a game. So this week was something of a positive week. We have 4 wins, 2 losses, and 2 match wins in total. That means we have actually €5 extra for the next week, and I think I'm not sure, I don't have the complete amount here. We have like €16 of earnings left, and that is great because I spent €2.40 this week. We don't have to go for the prize money to clear our balance. So I have 10 cents left that go over to next week. I definitely need them. I know what I ordered, so I definitely need those. And then we'll see how we go from there. This was for the episode for week 5. I thank you. I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you liked most and what kind of improvements to the deck would you make. And we'll see you in the next episode for episode 6. Bye bye.